All right. Welcome back. Welcome in. Join us once again. Shoot the Gap. Yeah, Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Focus Show here to help you gruntle with your fantasy football team and your fantasy football decisions. I am your humble MC, Brian Rico Baldwin. And of course, it's my pleasure. I am honored to introduce, of course, Connor, the gut Marshall, with a more intent focus on fixing his mic. So hopefully this time it's going to be better than last time.
I agree. I hope that it's better than it was last time, and I'm going to try really hard to talk in this pocket sphere so that we don't have any issues.
Yeah, that's what's funny. So we spent a good hour, I think, or at least some time.
More time than we should.
Yeah. We were hanging out, having fun, and then Eeyore would bring something up. But anyway, point is that we worked on it, and we hope this is our first try at it. We noticed we had problems last time. We hope we fixed it, and thank you so much for listening and
Seriously,
for joining
thank you
and
for
watching. Yeah, we really appreciate you. So we love fantasy football, and we do this type of research anyway on our own. So we just figured, why not share it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I get it. You get it. It's August. We have football coming up in a couple of weeks, and there's a lot of podcasts out there, and they're kind of all the same, So we're trying to bring something a little different to you guys. Everyone does 12-man, so we do 10-man, and we're just trying to go on Yahoo. Everyone does Sleeper, and I know this, this. Yeah. If you've been on the Sleeper app, it sucks.
Dude, it was so awesome.
It was so
awesome. It showed the trending up, the trending down, and then now it's like a hub for news, and different things, So, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but we're not trying to compare ourselves to being as good as they were at their prime, but we're going to give you a good shot, and we're going to do something different. This is actually our 154th show. It's the second. The second of the fantasy draft season, August the 12th. Yeah, in this hopeful year of our Lord. And man, this is what we're talking about. Oh, sorry. No, it was me. I did it. Yeah, this is what we're talking about, it being different than most shows, because Connor and I were normally, if you've watched Shoot the Gap for a while, leading up to the season, what we'll always do is, like, every show's a mock, right? And so what we decided to do is something a little different. Not only, we have the shooting range. Yeah, that's what we're calling this thing. No, I'm kidding. I just came up with it.
I liked it.
Oh, you do? Okay,
yeah.
Well, then there you go. You saw the genesis of something. There you go. The shooting range.
Are you saying I should get a Genesis?
A what?
A Genesis to go with the N64.
Dude, you should always get a Genesis.
Dude,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, come on, man.
Come on, no, you're right.
Ultra
Yeah.
Beast, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, look, that's the first time I played Madden. First talking football video game. You know what it was?
What?
Joe Montana. Joe Montana's football on the Sega Genesis. Yeah, man. So it was terrible. It was awful. I still remember whenever the guy would fumble and go, he drops it. Yeah, it's just crazy. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. That's not what makes it different. The point is that we did mocks. We decided we're going to do something different. And that is, we're going to be discussing some strategies, okay? So we're going to try to do, as far as right now, we're going to be talking two different approaches. The hero QB and the hero QB wide receiver running back strategy, and then also the zero QB running back wide receiver. But we're going to do one show hero, one show zero. This show is going to be the hero QB running back QB wide receiver. So pretty cool. A little different. Most people are doing positional breakdowns, which are very helpful, but we figured that they're doing a really good job. How about we just talk strategies? Because that's where we're at right now. We're like, okay, great. We know who sounds good. You know who works. You know what everything. We know what players we want. What strategies should we do, and what strategies are there? So we're gonna be talking about that. But first, we're gonna go ahead and talk with some news. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's talk. Well, no, I can't. I don't have my headphones on, so I don't want to risk playing the good news thing.
The good news is a very fickle.
Okay, check it out. I can risk it. Nah. How about you sing it? No good news is good news, and no good news is good news.
And if there's nothing new,
Yeah.
you ain't got nothing new.
Ha! Dude, excellent. You're the
Yes,
singer. You're the
right?
singer. Yeah. It's actually better, but anyway, this is, it's what you get. Okay, so anyway, let's start with, right before we push record, everybody, this is something that, again, talking about how good Sleeper is. Sleeper does give you updates. So, I mean, I'm not hating on Sleeper, we're just disappointed that it's not as cool as it was, right?
Yeah, because I mean, they've always been like, on the point, like good, like time wise, as far as like breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a lot of ads and like extra shit, which any app and anytime an app sells out, you're gonna get ads and stuff like that.
So whenever we Sleeper update that just came through right before we hit recording, it was stating that Baltimore Ravens tight end Isaiah Likely was headed to the locker room after being attended to on the sidelines. So that's what came through right before we hit record. If he's back, then this is much ado about nothing. But what I wanted to do is that because we're in that no man's land, we're not sure if it is or if it isn't. What if it is, Connor? This is we have a show once a week, so let's just go ahead and just talk about what if. Man.
Well, last week we were talking about my first ring, 2018.
Okay.
When at Kamara, the little Kamara guy. 2019, Mark Andrews was a real big reason, and I've been the biggest support out of anyone on this show. I've been the Mark Andrews guy. And, then, last season everything happened, so I feel weird saying this, but it's like I've come full circle and I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Like, Likely's injured. Like, if Mark Andrews stays at his same value, like kind of middling third, back into the fourth.
Yeah.
A little higher if you're in a 12-man, but, it's America. Do a 10-man. But whatever, right? I'm saying Mark Andrews is a great pick this year. I think he's still going to be the number one receiver. He's not going to get as high of a target percentage as, let's say, Kelsey.
Okay.
But I think he's going to make a strong case for a number 2 or a number 3 option at tight end, and he's significantly cheaper than Kelsey.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you on that. So you're saying that it's that with Likely out, then it's a plus for Mark Andrews, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so based on that, then the opposite is true also, correct? With a healthy Likely, that knocks down Andrews. Is that correct?
I see what you're trying to go at.
Hey man, I just say it.
On paper, yes. And transparently, that's the reason why I'm fading the tight end. Because last year I was very rah-rah about drafting a tight end, and that was a whole thing. Because I noticed that a lot of teams that win have a good tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you were kind of like, well, what about just like, in your league and then in my league that I made, the super awesome mega league, we have 2 flexes. We don't have a tight end, right? And I really enjoy that because for fantasy football, like we've talked about before, there's like 2 good tight ends. So either you can decide that you're going to pay up for a good tight end, or you can try to risk it like everyone else, and then you're playing shit stick, and not everyone who plays shit stick has a good time. It's inevitable. Thanos, right? But having the 2 flexes helps, right? So I think if Mark Andrews has Isaiah Likely there, Isaiah Likely did pretty good last year. I mean, he had like 350, like 450 yards, something like that.
Yeah, he did good. Yeah.
Didn't Laurie have him?
Had them as yes. Just because whenever Mark Andrews went out, Likely was good, but whenever Andrews was in, Likely wasn't really anything. And so that's what's interesting is that
I'm saying
to say that he affects Andrews to a point where you're saying like, oh, if he's still in the third and the fourth, that's the reason why he's in the third and the fourth is because of Likely.
I have a good reason why.
Okay, yeah, I'm just
because hear me out.
I'm listening.
For real.
I'm listening.
I'm
really listening. Yes, for real, I'm listening.
Dead ass.
Dead ass, I'm listening. Yes.
No cap.
What'd you say?
Said no cap.
I'm not that young. Yeah.
You were hitting all the green lights. So I was like, let's just keep throwing them.
You know, man, I got to be true to who I am, and
I respect that.
yeah, if I have to, like, whenever the first time I hear something like, if it's something you tell me for the first time, I have to search on Google what the hell you're telling me, then I can't,
No,
I can't own it. I can't act like it can't be part of my vernacular.
No.
I have excused myself with it. Yeah.
Cap is a lie. If someone's like,
Oh no, I know, dude. I googled it. Yeah. So yeah. But yes, yeah. Okay, go ahead. We're talking for real. Go for it.
all the Ravens wide receivers are very injury prone.
Zay Flowers.
Okay, so you have Rashad Bateman, who's
Okay.
injury prone. You have OBJ.
Well, he's not even back.
He's not even back. You
Yeah.
have OBJ, who's injury prone. You have J.K. Dobbins, who did a whole holdout thing, who's also injury prone. That's just a little nice.
He's still
side
holding
thing.
out, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then you have Zay Flowers, who's a rookie,
Uh-huh.
and he's short. So the Ravens, I'm not trying to be, but it's like when the Ravens drafted Hollywood Brown, I knew it was a bad idea because Hollywood can't block for shit. So Zay Flowers, he can't block for shit in the same way, and the
Have you
Ravens.
seen Zay Flowers play in the NFL yet?
No.
Okay.
You think he's gonna be able to block?
I don't know. Dude, look,
I'm
man.
I'm just saying
I saw today. I saw Anthony Richardson. What's the big deal? Okay, what's the concern?
Yeah, Colts.
No. Hang on, brother. No. You're going the wrong direction. I'm saying, what's the concern? Okay, yeah, he threw some shit wide, but so did Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence threw something. He underthrew
Jaguars
something.
are gonna ball.
Okay, right. You're not worried about Trevor Lawrence, right? And Anthony
Yeah, because the
Richardson.
Jaguars owner isn't a tard.
Okay, well, yeah, but I'm just talking
No, for real.
Right, but I'm just talking about the quarterback. That he looked fine. I mean, I understand he was going against the one and a the twos, right, and the 1.5s, right. I mean, it wasn't really like all the starters, but the point is that he had a lot of zip on his throws. I mean, some of them were a little wide, but it seems like something that could be helped out considering that he only got 13, I think, like starts or something like that in college. So there's a lot of yips and stuff like that in the first preseason game. But I was impressed by Anthony Richardson. But if I would, but if,
I feel the same way about Stroud.
but before like I watched him, I was like, oh yeah, just drinking the Kool-Aid of what everybody's saying. So that's why I'm telling you, like, if you haven't seen Zay Flowers play yet, then it's like we don't know what we're dealing with yet. So make sure and take a look.
My point, brother, my whole point is we're talking about tight ends. We're talking about Isaiah Likely. We're talking about the Ravens, who historically have used 2, sometimes 3 tight end sets.
Yes.
And my point that I'm just trying to make is if you look at the Ravens, I mean, they're going to use multiple guys, and if the wide receivers go down, they're likely to use Likely more.
Okay.
So if Likely's injured,
Okay.
they
So
don't have that. They don't have that extra guy to go to. That's just Mark Andrews becomes like the Cooper Kupp of his team.
okay. So that's what you're. So that's why.
He's the. If you think about all the receiving options on the Ravens, all of them are really injury prone except for him. So the Ravens have this great like glass cannon appeal to the beginning of the season, but historically they get fucking injured a lot.
Okay.
Not all of their wide receivers are going to be there at the end of the year.
So you're saying that the reason why Mark Andrews is going in the 3rd and the 4th is because people are overvaluing the wide receivers that don't
100%.
get taken until like the way late double digits rounds. Okay, it's not like they're getting taken the first 2, 3 or anything near that. They're the ones that you're putting on your bench. They're the less C guys. All right. So if that's not the case, then but then we started the discussion saying likely out makes Andrews better.
Well, depend if he's okay. I'm saying if he's okay. I don't trust. Look, I don't trust.
Yeah, I
like
just
31-year-old Odell.
No. But okay. But you're saying. But how about this? Does Isaiah likely affect Andrews? Let's just do it this way.
Yeah,
let's do it this way.
I think he caps his ceiling and he caps his upside as being the number 1 target.
Okay, answer this and we'll move on. Is it a minus to the team, a plus for a player, or everything just stays equal? If he's injured. If he's injured. Minus for a team, plus for a player, or everything just stays equal.
I mean, I think it's a plus for Andrews if he's injured, and it's a very slight minus to the ceiling of the
Okay. All right. Yesterday, Cleveland Brown, newly acquired wide receiver Elijah Moore, considered day to day after leaving Friday's preseason game against the Commanders early. Yeah, so basically, he appears to have avoided a serious injury, but the Browns will likely still proceed with caution with him. I mean, the next chance, of course, he has to suit up is on Thursday in Philadelphia. Yeah. If he's out a considerable amount of time, does that increase the value of Amari Cooper? Decrease the value of the pooper poker, Deshaun Watson? You know,
The pooper poker.
because I mean, read the stories. Yeah.
Deshaun? Is that like a pun that I'm not getting right now?
You haven't read what he was doing, why people don't like him. Yeah.
Oh, Kobe. Yeah. So
Kobe?
same thing.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. I only know about
Allegedly.
Yeah, what I don't know what that is. Keep going.
Yeah, and by the way, his nickname isn't Voldemort. Voldemort is a nickname for Taysom Hill.
Yeah, correct.
We started that.
That's right.
We own that nickname.
And Deshaun Watson's nickname is the Pooper Poker.
That's his nickname.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Man, I'm bummed about this because I was actually kind of. I don't know if you watch, but I watched Steve Smith, Senior, the wide receiver. He has a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he'll do like.
I thought you were saying Stephen A. Smith.
No.
I was like, wow.
No.
I was like,
Steve
wow.
Smith, Panthers, Ravens.
Okay.
Senior, wide receiver, number 89.
Okay.
Yeah, he does a channel and he breaks down wide receivers and he gives his opinions and his like fantasy outlook. Now, granted, he's Steve Smith, but it's like he's maybe not like the best like fantasy football analyst or anything like that, but he understands wide receiver talent. Like he was 100% right on Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
He said Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in his draft. So he's the kind of guy that it's like he's like a wide receiver whisperer, Yeah. So you pay attention to what he says. 3 guys that I was kind of in on because of him this year were Mingo, Quentin Johnston, and Elijah Moore. He was pretty big on Elijah Moore. He pointed out the fact that the pooper poker has always played in the heat because college Clemson, professional Texans. First time he played in the cold in Cleveland, looked like shit. So even if he's good in the regular season, he's probably going to play worse as the season goes on. And he was a short yardage guy, Elijah Moore.
Okay.
You feel me?
So
he's
it won't
a
be
good
Amari
second.
Cooper?
I think Amari Cooper doesn't have good hands.
What about Chubbs? What?
Amari Cooper has suspect hands.
Oh my, that's yeah. I don't agree with that. Yeah, but
it's just a disappearing act thing. It's
what?
like he comes through, but sometimes he doesn't. So if you're drafting him with the expectation,
so it's a consistency thing.
Yes, he's going to be inconsistent. That's the problem. I don't like the ideal of drafting someone to my team who I know is going to be inconsistent at the price point that he's at. Because at the price point that he's
Okay.
Like he has like in my mind, I know this probably isn't very accurate, but he has like Gabe Davis level volatility. And like he could score 40 points, he could goose egg. Right? So it's like investing in him at the 4 doesn't make sense to me when there's guys like Debo who I know the floor is probably higher.
Yeah, because you kind of whenever you said that,
or D-Hop.
Whenever you said that description of he can either give you 40 or give you nothing, I thought of 2 people. There's 2 players that I thought of when you said that.
I know who you're.
Uh-huh.
Gabe Davis.
No.
You're thinking of. I'm gonna get the easy one first. Tyreek Hill.
No.
Really?
No, he was always producing. Yeah.
I think he had one bad game, but I don't think he had a good.
No, but I'm talking about inconsistent, man.
Inconsistent.
Yeah. That either gives you 40 or gives you nothing.
Diggs.
No, I'll just go ahead and go.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one, Jalen Waddle. Okay. Jalen Waddle either gave you one year you're weak, or you might have won, but it wasn't because of Waddle.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then the other one is Christian Watson. Christian Watson was exactly the same thing, right? And what's interesting is that they kind of sandwich the ADP of Amari Cooper. Jalen Waddle in the third, Watson in the seventh.
Yeah.
So and then you have Cooper in the fourth. So it's interesting that all those guys. You said that one statement, and I thought of a guy that's in the same spot.
Yeah, it's just he's a guy that I've never believed in, and he keeps getting older and getting more injuries in different areas. So it's like. Okay. It's like a girl that and she just keeps getting like less attractive. It's like, no, I'm not gonna go talk to her, dude. It's getting worse. No, if I did it, I would have done it 3 years ago.
I'm sobering up. Yeah. So what about Nick Chubb? Would he get like in those nasty weather games? Is that something that would be a Nick Chubb game, considering he'd be running more? Talking about short yardage passing. There's a lot of talk about him catching more. Do you believe that?
There's.
And what about Jerome Ford? Having a groin injury, I think it's groin or hamstring. He's injured. Yeah, so he was supposed to be pass catching. So
I 100% trust in Nick Chubb, and there isn't really anyone else on the Browns that I feel about that.
Okay,
I trust
I can agree with that.
I trust 80% in Njoku, and 100% in Chubb.
Okay,
60 to 75 for Watson, right?
Okay. Okay.
So I trust in Chubb so much. And historically, the Browns are like a running team. I know that's a very nuanced, big picture idea, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
If you really want to know the behind the scenes of my gut, I pay attention to stuff like that. I really do. It does help sometimes.
The behind the scenes is you pay attention. Gotcha.
No, the behind the scenes is I know the backstory of every NFL team and historically what positions they're good at acquiring through the draft or free agency.
Okay.
No, seriously, like how the Pittsburgh Steelers draft good wide receivers.
Okay. No, I got you, man. I got you.
Feel me?
No, I feel you, dude. I feel you. I got you.
I was just saying Chubb, and then the weather,
Mm-hmm.
Watson not being good in the winter. It's all a formula for them to have to go to Chubb to win because I think they're going to try to win because the coach is going to get fired like the Browns coach always does if they don't win.
We'll talk more about Chubb later. The news, dude, Kenneth Walker, man, returned to practice. Okay, I mean, it was like Zach Charbonnet's fine. I don't know if you watched the preseason game yesterday, but he had a few carries.
You know what I think the answer is to the Seattle situation because I think it's really fucking easy.
Okay.
They both seem to be a little injury prone. Seattle seems to have a problem of attracting injury prone running backs. I don't know if you've noticed.
Is that the history that you know about of teams?
Well, I'll say some names: Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, Walker, Charbonnet.
Walker.
I feel like you go for the You felt it too?
Yeah,
You felt it?
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
Whenever you said Walker,
yeah,
yeah.
Yours was better than mine, yeah.
Yeah. Go with Walker.
Yeah.
Foo Fighter. Walker's cheaper.
Do
so
your
you
whole
go
thing
with,
like that with that voice.
You go with Walker. It's cheaper. How shitty would it be if that's when it starts peaking?
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
You go with Walker because he's cheaper. It's ADP. It's better to get him there than Walker in the fourth.
There we go. All right. If you can't believe that voice. Okay, yeah.
If you don't trust Christopher Walker, you have problems.
Yeah. So what are you saying? So you go with Zach in the late, don't go for Walker.
He's cheaper,
early.
he's the bigger guy, he's probably going to be used in the red zone. Those are easy.
Yeah.
That's more set and forget. If it's like you're going to get those looks, you don't care.
Do you have to wait for an injury though for him to be a set and forget?
No, you play him.
So you could say you can draft
like,
Charbonnet and just play him week 1.
No, what you do is you draft because of where he's going. If your plan really consists of trusting on him in the second half of the season because he's a rookie, so we do he's not going to be like the best week 1. You get either I was going to say Jamal Williams, but now I don't even know because of fucking Kareem Hunt. But the talks are that, like, they said he signed, but then it's like, no, he didn't sign. He's, like, going to other teams.
Yeah, he went to Indy.
Yeah,
and
he might go to the Patriots.
That's what. Yeah, was that the one?
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to there. He goes to Miami.
No. There was another one. I thought.
It was the Patriots.
Okay, no.
I mean, that makes sense. You kind of spell Stevenson on the passing downs.
Okay.
Because he's a big guy. You want him in the red zone still.
Yeah.
But no, my point was you go with let's say just for the sake of this point, not taking forever. Let's say that Jamal Williams is the guy for the first 3 weeks.
Okay.
You could go with Jamal Williams, or I feel like you could go with like David Montgomery, because I feel like he's going to be really good right away.
Okay.
Because he's the vet on his team. He's playing with a rookie. So I feel like he's going to get a really good workload those first couple weeks.
Okay.
So if you really want Charbonnet, if you like him where he's going in drafts and you're intent on picking him there, and you want other running backs to like make that sandwich good layered throughout, you could go with David Montgomery, you could go with Alexander Madison.
Those are round 6 guys you're talking about. Charbonnet is like a round 10 guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're talking about
well, maybe you're
and the profile you're talking about is A.J. Dillon, Antonio Gibson,
yeah.
Samar Pirine. These are people that you're talking about. Okay, in the same range. Given those choices, you're saying Zach Charbonnet is better than those guys.
He has really good upside for like the second half of the season.
So do those guys.
No,
Samaje Perine, dude. Javonte might get re-injured. Very good chance he's come back to.
Samaje, yes.
Okay, Antonio Gibson. I mean, you're talking about somebody that is a pass catching in a PPR.
I think the Seahawks are a better offense.
In PPR, you're talking about a pass catching running back, and who's coming over the quote unquote OC from KC. Right, so he's going to want to make his mark.
Well, no, let's give him credit. Let's not quote.
And let's just say, but the whole point, I'm kind of getting off a little because my point is that you're looking at injuries to the guy ahead. Javonte Williams out, Samaje Perine good, Brian Robinson out, Antonio Gibson good, Aaron Jones out, A.J. Dillon good, Kenneth Walker out, Zach Charbonnet good. But you're saying that of all those situations, the best one is Zach Charbonnet.
I like this. That's the one that I choose because
I didn't say that, dude. I'm not asking
that's
you
the
to give
one
a rose to the dude. I'm just telling you, like, as far
I don't
as
like the
go,
Packers' offense at all. I don't like the Commanders' offense at all.
There you go. Keep going.
What was I don't like the Broncos' offense relatively close to as much as I like the Seahawks offense. I don't like the energy that Sean Payton is coming in with.
Oh, no.
This year.
I will tell you that I watched the preseason game, the Broncos preseason game, and it was and Russell Wilson and the starters, the offensive starters, stayed in the game all the way up until I want to say like 7 or 8 minutes left. No, excuse me, even less than that, like 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
What?
Yeah, they played the whole first quarter.
I need to watch that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm telling you see a lot there.
Bro.
Yeah, you really feel. Yeah,
right
you really do.
Right
But of course, the running back is Samaje Perine. But the one thing you
How's
do
he
see,
looking?
well, he looks like Samaje Perine. Okay, that's what he looks like. Okay, but when you see like, oh yeah, that's Samaje Perine.
He's a volume play.
And
he's kind of like Latavius Murray.
The biggest thing was Russell Wilson. Okay, watching Russell Wilson, you can see that to me. My eyes, I saw a guy that's like putting everything he can to put everything he can in every single throw. So it's not like you watch, I don't want to say like Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. Those are the greats. Those are the tops, right? I'm not trying to compare them to that. I'm just trying to say that you watch really good quarterbacks, and when they throw, it's just like a flick of the wrist. It's like it's just a like me just doing this to you. But this guy, he's like, Rah! I mean, he's really getting in there, and the fact that they weren't able to score like on until it got to like the second, like 1.5 second team defense, and even then, whenever they scored, it was because the defense was getting cute on them and sent an all. It was zero cover. It was all blitz. It was all everybody in, everybody rushed, right? Because that worked the first time because it was flustering Russell, right? Well, this time when they did it, he found Jerry Jeudy cutting in the middle, on a real quick slant route, and there was nobody back there, so he pretty much walked into end zone. So the point is that's the concern that I would have for P. Ryan. That's why I wanted to ask you because you're looking at that. People watching this podcast are looking at that exact situation. Who do I choose in this situation? And so that's how. There you go. You just put it there. I'm a Broncos fan, so I like P. Ryan. But I can't argue with you on the Charbonnet thing, But A.J. Dillon, I like A.J. Dillon a little bit more. Well, I saw him in preseason, and he's running hard.
But what's the starting quarterback for the team he's on?
Have you seen him play?
Last year.
No. Have you seen him play this year? Okay, watch the preseason game, and then we'll talk.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers had a hex. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is learning voodoo.
I'm just saying that whenever he came in, it was halfway through the season. Defenses were already gelled, and he's trying to fill in and he had all this enormous pressure on him and all this stuff, right? And even then, he was still able to get it to Christian Watson for a touchdown. But my point is that he's zipping really. He's got really good zip on his ball. So he's. Yeah, I wouldn't count down the Green Bay offense. So I myself would go more A.J. Dillon before I go Zach Charbonnet, because Dillon's going to produce right then and there. I know what I'm getting from Dillon, and it's a floor. And then if Aaron Jones goes out, he's the dude. He showed that he can do it, and so that's what I'm seeing. Charbonnet hasn't showed that he could do it yet. That's the same reason, kind of the thing on Bijan. He's great situation and everything, but he still hasn't. I saw a lot of passing in the Atlanta preseason game. So anyway, all right, let's move on. Yeah. So because we're going to talk about some of that stuff anyway, let's move on. Oh, before we do, I just want a little teaser there. I did want to go ahead and just do real quick. Here's some headlines from today. Okay, from today. All right, so I'm going to give you some headlines. You just tell me big deal or no big deal. All right. And if you want to give an analysis, just one sentence. Let's keep it quick. Okay. All right. We already talked about Kenneth Walker, so we just discussed about that. Anthony Richardson goes 7 for 12 for 67 yards and 1 interception.
He's mid.
Is that big deal or no deal? No big deal.
I'm siding with the doc, and I'm going to be very anti-Colts all year, so I'm just going to shit on him.
So no big. So is this news a good deal or a big deal or not? Okay.
It's a big deal.
Okay, there we go. James Cook scores a rushing touchdown.
It's a big deal.
Big deal. Okay. Justin Fields 3 for 3, 129 yards passing, throws 2 touchdowns, one to Khalil Herbert and the other one to DJ Moore.
That's a big fucking deal. I am writing down DJ Moore.
Okay. Bryce Young, a little shaky in preseason game, 4 for 6 for 21 yards and sacked once.
Do you have standard stats? Did he not play?
This is just these headlines I have.
Oh, fuck, man. That's not a big deal. They're still going to use him all year.
Trevor Lawrence throws 1 pick and a TD.
It's not a big deal.
Okay, there we go. All
right.
right.
Ball out.
Yeah. So you got all excited about what about the Khalil Herbert? Anyway.
It was about Justin Fields, fucking 3 for 3, 121. It's Madden shit, bro.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, dude. That actually is a very good segue to the. All right, man. Let's do the hero. Okay, we're gonna talk about hero strategies here. We're gonna do hero QB. We're gonna do hero wide receiver and hero running back. And Connor, all right, Connor, the youngest one of us is very technologically sound. Wrote down on a piece of paper our litmus test. All right, so that's what this is. So we're gonna compare.
Well, just to be clear, that's not what I was trying to do. Just my brilliant mind. I just, sometimes I just look at an equation and I know exactly what the answer is, even though I'm just the janitor at the school. But Robin Williams, and my best friend, just pretty much support me. Nah, but I was just trying to write the notes for a quarterback. That was. You know what movie I'm talking about.
Right, but it's a good one.
But no, we were saying like that would work.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
But I feel like some of those are more like quarterback specific.
I'm going to skip the ones that are quarterback. Well, we're going to talk about.
Well, then hand it to me when I'm talking about quarterback. Do you want me to do? Because I'm gonna forget.
No, we're doing quarterbacks right now, man.
Quarterbacks right now.
Yeah, we're doing quarterback strategy. So basically, let's go and first talk about what hero quarterback is.
Okay.
Hero quarterback is whenever you draft a quarterback really early, like the first round. Basically, all these guys are ones where you draft in the first round, and then after you draft it, the position, then you don't touch it for a while afterwards. Now, quarterback is a one position, and so because it's a one position, it kind of falls in a weird position in this definition, but we're doing it because we want to talk about what happens and or at least the strategy of getting a quarterback, which would be the hero of your team, so it kind of fits.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it, man. Talk about it's your list. I'm not going to read about what you wrote, so you go ahead, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, some of the pros and cons are going to be the same, but as you were saying, with positions that are just one position, it is a little more significant. It does hit a little different when you just have that hero that gives you week winning performances week in, week out. A lot of people remember 2019 Lamar Jackson, which I was able to get him, and he ended up carrying me a lot of my weeks when my running backs and my wide receivers weren't doing that well. So they can win you weeks. And tight ends, it's kind of the same way. If you can get serviceable, maybe not, wide receiver, running back 1 numbers, but wide receiver, running back 2 numbers, you can still win your games. Quarterbacks, they also, if you're able to stack a quarterback with a tight end, that's good. So if you go quarterback early, tight end early, maybe even better, an actual quarterback tight end stack. Patrick Mahomes.
That's the only
Kelsey.
one, man.
No, Jackson, Andrews.
So you would go Lamar Jackson in the first round.
I'm not saying in the first
round.
round.
Like, is he a hero? Is it Lamar Jackson a hero?
I think going in the 5th is still
Well, let me
a
ask you,
hero.
is Lamar Jackson a hero? Who's the list of hero QBs?
Let's
start with that. Let's start with that.
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. He's on the list. I mean, historically, Aaron Rodgers, but not now, probably. I feel like Justin Fields is in consideration. He's in consideration. I feel like him, Justin Herbert.
Okay, let's start with what are the ones that you would draft in the first round? You're kind of getting ahead of me here.
In the first round, does it have to be a first round pick to be?
Yes,
hero?
to be a hero. Yes.
Okay, then let's just
actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. But let's go round by round, okay? Because I want to talk about you grab a QB. Who would you grab in the first round that's worthy for the first round?
Allen.
And who else?
That's what I do. Mahomes.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, because I think you can get him in the second.
Okay. So we'll just do it like that. So you grab Josh Allen or Mahomes. Okay. So in that build, okay. So you got that. So now we need a wide receiver, and you need a running back, right?
Right.
And so whenever we're looking at like average draft position, right? Whenever on Yahoo, okay, of course that's what the platform we're looking at here. Whenever we are looking at in the second round, you're looking at probably based on ADP on a 10-man, you're looking at Stephon Diggs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Garrett Wilson, and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And most of those guys besides Josh Jacobs are great guys to have on your team fighting for your cause.
Okay, so that's okay. So you would, whenever you see that, you go QB. These are the guys that you're looking at that you could have that would start building that roster, because whenever you think to yourself, I need to get an elite running back, I need to get an elite wide receiver in the first round. These guys I just listed, how do they compare to the first round running backs, the first round wide receivers, the Hills, the Chases, the Cooper Kupps, the Justin Jefferson, CMC, Austin Eckler, in my mind Saquon, but Saquon's in the second round here. Yeah, but Bijan Robinson, So how do those
Nick
guys?
Chubb?
Nick Chubb's, Nick Chubb. Yeah, Nick Chubb. That's right. Yeah.
That's my guy in a second.
Is
If
Nick Chubb?
he's there, Nick Chubb. That's my number. Well, no. Because if I'm going, Allen Diggs is my number one guy.
Yeah,
'cause I
Nick
want
Chubb.
to
Okay,
see-
but just if we're going straight ADP, Nick Chubb is 10, so he's not there in the second. Okay, so yeah, so Stephon Diggs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, all these guys, like how are they? How do they compare to the number one? Like the
I mean,
ones you get in the first
it's
round.
weird because it almost feels like some of the guys in the first have more volatility than some of the guys in the second. Because you think of guys like Christian McCaffrey, even Cooper Kupp. I know you're not worried about him at all. I'm just saying, historically, the volatility is there in some way in terms of injury, and you know.
So whenever you look in the
Bijan.
second, okay, when you Bijan's in the first.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
talking about guys in the first. I'm saying,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
you have Cooper Kupp, you have Christian
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
okay, I got you.
Feel me? You have Jonathan
Yeah.
Taylor going in first. What the fuck is that about? You know, you have you
Yeah.
have Bijan. He's a rookie, and
Yeah, that's gonna change. That's gonna change. You'll probably see Stephon Diggs move into the first round with
God,
Taylor
I
out.
hope not.
Yeah.
Makes sense though.
Yeah, but what are you looking for in the first round? Do you tell yourself I'm looking for a wide receiver, or do you tell yourself you're looking for a running back, or just the best player?
Just the best player.
Okay. So let's say out of those guys, just pick one that I just told you. Whatever. Just
First
because-
round.
yeah, because we're just gonna just talk about, where does the pinch happen if you go quarterback? All right. So far, having any of those guys as your number one, whatever, it works well. So which one would you choose if you had all those guys?
I would choose a running back if I was in.
Okay, then that's either the ones that are there are Tony Pollard, Stephon Diggs, Derrick Henry, and Josh Jacobs.
I think I'm just gonna do Derrick Henry. I think
Okay,
if I have,
over Saquon.
yeah, I've been
Wow.
thinking about this a lot because I love Saquon, but Saquon's always been your guy.
I love Saquon.
I know, and I've always respected that. And
I-
I've kind of always just loved Derrick Henry because I feel like he's more metal. You know, like Saquon's like hard rock. He's like Pearl Jam. You know,
All right.
but Saquon's like some straight up like fucking, you know, just like Mastodon. You know, or
Yeah.
something. You know,
Yeah.
just
No, I got you.
freaking-
I got you.
Freaking, you know, just stiff arming people, just ruthless. And I'm thinking about it more and more. It's like. I
Okay.
do have this weird trust in knowing that Josh Allen and Derrick Henry are on my team. Just those two physical specimens
Okay.
on my roster as my number 1 and 2 pick. I feel, but then the problem too becomes, you know, maybe Derrick Henry has like a bad game and you're like, "Argh," you
Oh, he
know?
will. He will.
He will.
Yeah.
But he'll also have a game where he gets 200 yards.
I will tell you historically that 3 years ago, in the championship game, he gave me nothing. And like he gave me like 5 or 6 points. Okay, and then 2 years ago, he was not on my team, but for that person, he did not do well either. And then in the championship game, and then last year I had him, and the Titans sat him to preserve him for the Jacksonville game that they eventually lost. But yeah, so 3 years in a row.
Doesn't
Championship
Saquon
game.
do good at the end?
Huh?
Doesn't Saquon do good at the end?
Saquon does good all the time.
I think you just won me over to Saquon over Derrick Henry.
Well, I'm sorry that.
But
it
I'm
took all
still
that,
going.
but-
I'm still going.
Yeah.
I'm going Nick Chubb over both of those guys.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can respect
he's
that.
He's a good guy, man. He's just a
I can respect that,
cool
but
guy with a football.
but see, I still go Saquon over Nick Chubb.
'Cause that's your guy.
Well, no, it's because Saquon's done and Nick Chubb hasn't. All right. Okay, look, he's a good runner, but everybody's all excited about him because of the fact that supposedly he's going to catch more passes. All right, so I don't even know if his pass catching is even going to go up. That's why I was talking about Ford being injured.
Well,
Is that
I
a
would
good thing?
just. I
But
would
then
just.
there's Felton there.
I would get him, brother, because I just know that he's secure. He's gonna be good, especially come championship week. He's gonna be good enough to get me there, and he's gonna be good when I need him to be good.
Who's a better quarterback, Daniel Jones or Watson?
I think Daniel Jones.
Who has a better line, Cleveland or the Giants?
I don't know about that one.
Who historically passes to their running back more, the Giants or Cleveland?
The Giants.
Okay.
You think Saquon's underrated being in the second round?
Oh, dude, I don't think that he's going to be like here we are August 12th and here he is. All right. I would be I would like by the time by the time that we get to draft season, I don't see Saquon in the second. He might be the replacement for Taylor. Where Taylor falls, then Saquon might take his place.
You really think Taylor's gonna fall?
I hope so. Oh, I mean, I hope not because I have 9th pick in one of our leagues, and I really want to get Saquon.
You know, I think he's gonna have to play.
Yeah, my problem is that my brother picks right before me, and my brother is a very intelligent guy, and so yeah, depending on who's there, my dreams of Saquon might be fading. All right, so you say you have Saquon there. Okay, then here we go. We go into the third round. We're just gonna do the first 3 rounds. Okay, let's just do that.
So we're in the third round.
Yeah. Here we go. Third round.
So I have Josh Allen.
Okay, Josh Allen, and you have Saquon.
I have Saquon.
Okay.
Who's available?
Okay. Then you have it'll be Jalen Waddle,
Nope.
Ramondre Stevenson,
Nope.
Breece Hall, Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, Chris Olave, Jalen Hurts, T. Higgins, ETN, and Aaron Jones.
Is Wilson there?
Wilson is on the very bottom of the second round.
No, so Wilson isn't. You said Najee.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Najee and Olave.
Yeah.
And I think I heard Aaron Jones, Devontae Smith, and Waddle. It's not going to be Devontae Smith or Waddle or Aaron Jones.
All right.
It's probably going to be. Fuck, because I have a running back. I'm gonna go Olave 100%.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Olave because I need that wide receiver one on my team. I don't want to go another running back because I can still try to play the ADP game or get Miles Sanders, or I at least feel comfortable doing David Montgomery, and then probably a platoon situation because I have Saquon.
Okay.
So I need that security because I didn't get Amon-Ra in the second.
So with this approach. Okay, with this approach, you can do hero RB. And also have the QB as long as Barkley stays in the second round.
Yeah. And if Barkley isn't there,
okay,
I would
who would you feel comfortable with this?
Derek Chubb Henry? Or Derrick Henry? I feel comfortable.
Let's say Chubb's not going to be there. I'm pretty sure Chubb's not.
Pollard.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Pollard. Why Pollard?
Because he can catch.
Okay. There was a report. Okay, that came out yesterday about Pollard. Okay, did you read that report?
No, what did the report say?
Okay, it was by ESPN's Dan Graziano, right? And what he's saying is that his quote was, the Cowboys still see Pollard as a player they have to be careful not to overwork if they're not going to keep getting the best out of him. So I would expect them to use other backs in combination with him. And if you look at the roster that they have, they're not really built for like a run heavy team. They seem like they're going to be a pass team. So what you're saying is that that even though that the Cowboys, it seems logical that they don't want to overwork him because last time he did that, he blew out his legs. So why would even though it was a freak injury? Point is that he got injured. Do you still think he's going to be used high enough to be a hero? Running back.
I think he's going to get the McCaff treatment because he has that kind of explosivity and potential.
I don't.
This is what I'm thinking. If you're going to pass more, that means you're going into more 11 personnel packages.
Okay.
You brought in Brandon Cooks.
Okay.
You have him. You have Michael Gallup. You have CeeDee Lamb. You have Pollard. You can do more RPO stuff. You can do more. I see them going that way. I see them doing more passing and then doing more and still using Pollard more because he's immensely more talented than every other running back that they use.
Yeah, no, I got you, dude. I do agree that he's as far as what they have now, pending if they add somebody.
If they bring
man, I do want to make a comment right now that I know we all get scared, Ramondre Stevenson. They keep New England keeps on bringing in people and stuff like that. At this point of the season, if whoever X player is that's been out there the whole off season, if he gets signed with the team, it's depth. Okay, he's not a big part of their plans. He's there to relieve whoever the starter's going to be. Because the starter's been there the whole time. If they wanted this person to be a big part of their plans, they wouldn't have gotten him a long time ago before training camp. Not when preseasons happen. Now we're 2 games before, the start of the season, what have you. So please stay sober whenever you read about, the Patriots picking up Zeke or picking up, Hunt or even Cook, whatever. These guys are depth pieces, man, because if they were going to be big parts.
I don't think Cook would be.
Maybe Cook, yeah. Cook felt wrong coming out of my mouth, so maybe that's the one I should take
But
out.
I think you're right about, and Fournette. I would add Fournette as a depth guy, although given the situation, he could also be the guy just because of his frame. If you put him behind a good O-line.
Like if he gets signed with the Cowboys, you're worried about Pollard?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm not. Generally speaking, dude, just so I'm not guessing here, you have experimented with all these strategies in your estimation with QB, a hero QB going first round QB hero. What round does it start getting tight?
When does the pickings get slim?
When does it feel like, okay, Josh Allen's going to get me over X problem? Is it running back? Is it wide receiver? Where is it? Because I don't want to turn this into a draft show because it's turning into that.
I think it's both wide receivers and running backs.
Where's that at? Round 5, round 6?
Because they're both multi-positional. There's 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs. So like what I was saying earlier, you don't have to have 2 heroes at the running back or the wide receiver position per se, because you draft Derrick Henry, you draft Olave, one of those guys could get injured, but you still have Josh Allen. And while Josh Allen did get injured last year, historically quarterbacks get injured less than wide receivers and running backs. So in terms of an ROI on a draft pick, going hero quarterback might be higher up there than doing running back or wide receiver, because if you I remember the year that I won in 2019 when I had Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, the stack. My number 1, number 2 draft picks were David Johnson and Le'Veon Bell. Back when David Johnson was still on the Cardinals, and this was the year after he was coming back from an injury. It felt like a smart pick. And then Bell on the Jets also felt like a smart pick, and they were both bad picks.
Okay. Let me ask you, dude. So at the top, we said Allen, Mahomes, Hurts. We said Fields. These are all guys that you said would be hero QBs, right? Ones that would win you your league.
I'm gonna add Jackson in there because of the rushing upside.
Okay. So this is how you feel. Okay. L. Jackson. Who else?
We already have Burrow, right?
Yeah.
Burrow. Okay. Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Fields, Jackson.
And I'm talking about these are
I'm gonna put Herbert in there.
Here was everybody. Here was the details, or like the characteristics that we're talking about that are hero QB. They're set and forget. If it hits, that's a week winning performances. Like every week, it's week winning performances. You have a competitive advantage. So you can, let's just say that like there. Okay, let's just say competitive advantage, hits every week. So it's week winning performances every week. Set and forget. So Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, Fields, Jackson, Burrows. You said Herbert.
I'm gonna do Herbert, and then last one. It's gonna be the tier, kind of the end of the.
Where does it end? Tell me where it ends.
It ends with Lawrence.
With Lawrence. Okay.
Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
And I think that obviously Allen, Mahomes, and Hurts are in their own. They're at the cool kids table. Okay. They're at the cool kids table, and then the rest of the guys, Jackson, Fields, Burrow, Herbert, and Lawrence are all at their table. And then the table behind them would be Deshaun Watson, Tua, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. I got you, dude. I got you. We're turning into a position show here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The point was, the guys that are in the cool table, those are the sets and forgets then,
Those are the
because
sets and
everybody else
forgets.
has questions.
No, but I'm saying I'm showing them what the lame tables are like. It's like, you want
Okay.
to sit at that fucking table?
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. But the whole point of this conversation,
You want the first two.
the
tables.
whole point of this conversation is to identify who are the ones that are sit and forget, are going to have week winning weeks. Every week they're going to be hitting, and they give you a competitive advantage.
Well, look, man, I'll say it like this: it's like the cool kids table. The first three guys, like you're drafting them so high and they're so good that you're planning on, like, you're not spending.
Does Field hit those characteristics in your mind?
No, if
Okay.
you're doing the second.
No,
Table,
no, no. We're
you
just
have a
doing one
backup.
table, man. Just one table. That's what this whole thing is. Because we've already gone long.
No, I'm.
Okay, so.
But
Yeah.
but hear me out. That's truth, because you want to know the hero way. It's like you have to have a backup.
Okay, that's okay. There you
What
go.
all I'm trying to say is, it's like, if it's Allen,
Yeah.
Mahomes,
Yeah.
or Hurts,
Yeah.
what, you're taking like Aaron Rodgers as your backup, right?
But
You're going double digits.
But
with
you're
him.
not worrying about them later. But when you have Fields, L-Jax, Burrow, Herbert,
Yeah, they might.
Lawrence,
You have to have
all those guys, you're saying that you have to have a better backup, like Geno Smith,
or Deshaun
Deshaun
Tua.
Watson, Tua. These are your backups, Deshaun, Tua. Okay, so these guys should
Goff.
be on your bench. Okay, all right. So the only really heroes then, because the whole point is that this is the one you go with.
The heroes are
Right.
Allen, Mahomes, and Hurts.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. So when that happens, then you reach around and you start hitting like the Pollards, the 'cause I don't think Chubb or Barkley are going to be there. So Henry, Pollard, are those guys those are strong anchors for your running back?
I think so.
See, I don't think so on Pollard. Okay, and Henry, I have a little concerns. Not only because of his age, right, but before the season, he was ranked as having the best schedule. All right, and part of that was because they play the Texans twice, they play the Colts twice, right? Dude, if I've seen the Texans defense with my own eyes, they're not what they were. Okay, which they were like number one in the league, giving up the most yardage to the run.
D'Amico
Right,
Ryan,
that's not going to happen. Right, that's not going to happen. They're going to have a tougher schedule, and then they're going to. I really think that Henry also might be somebody who might get traded. He might get traded to a different situation, because especially if things don't start panning out in Tennessee, they're going to start trading off their assets for the next season, right? So I think that's kind of what we're looking at here.
I'd like to see him go to the Rams.
Well, he's going to go to a contender. Do you think the Rams are going to be contenders?
They could be.
Okay, well, if you think you're going to be contenders, then that's possible. But most of the contenders already have running backs, so it's kind of a weird situation there. So my point is, I'm saying is that he has a question to him. So he's not what's considered like a hero running back.
No.
But he's somebody that you can be an anchor.
Yeah,
Right?
you really can't go hero in multiple positions.
Okay. All right. Oh, the Astros. Yeah, they just beat LA. Yeah, 11-3.
The Dodgers?
No, the
Angels?
Los Angeles Angels of
Oh,
Anaheim.
yeah.
Yeah. So see, I guess that's why they put Los Angeles Angels. So you go LA. Oh, Dodgers? No. So anyway, yeah. Point is that you have to start like after you get Olave, then you're looking at like your running back. You're hoping for Miles Sanders for your running back. Is that right? You're hoping for
Joe Mixon, maybe.
Okay, Joe Mixon.
Joe Main Man Mixon.
Okay, all right,
That's
and
his
and then as far as wide receiver and stuff like that, who are you looking for? DJ Moore.
Yeah, DJ Moore, D Hop, Amon Ra.
Well, Amon Ra is in the second round. He's not even.
Yeah, but you can go hero.
My thing is that if you go
Quarterback, running back, what do you do in the third?
Yeah,
Olave, maybe Wilson. I don't think so because of Hard Knocks.
Wilson, yeah, he's not going.
If Olave is not there, I'm probably going Joe Mixon or Sanders.
Sanders going
and
RB.
Then I'm probably going to do DJ Moore and D Hop.
Okay.
Or Calvin Ridley to try to fix that wide receiver.
Because Olave, in your mind, is a set and forget guy.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he, D Hop, are both set and forget.
Okay, so let's say if you go running back. All right, you go running back first round. Okay, CMC, Saquon, and at least in my mind, Saquon, Austin Eckler, Bijan Robinson. You go to any of these guys, then you turn around second round. Okay, we're looking at the second round. That's whenever you see the Garrett Wilson, That's when you see Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? That's whenever you see the A.J. Brown. These are guys that would you, if you saw, um, would you go quarterback here? Yeah, like if you saw Patrick Mahomes there.
In the third,
Yeah.
if I don't have a quarterback, hell yeah.
Okay. Well, no, you didn't because you have the first. You have the first pick. First pick is a running back. Second pick, are you trying to go hero or running back? All right, you're trying to do where you have you have well, not really. You have just two really strong running backs, but then you're wide.
For me historically.
Well, right.
I always try to go for balance. I've won when I go for balance, because when I won trying to go Thunder Flags for those two running backs, I won in spite of that.
Okay.
That didn't help me.
Yeah, like last year I went to running back, and same thing because I just told you my second running back was Henry, and he was out.
Yeah.
So
it was your depth that saved you.
Yeah, I was very blessed to have Pierce and was it
Hall,
Ramondre Stevenson
and Stevenson.
Yeah.
Stevenson carried.
Yeah, somebody dropped Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
So if you go, let's say if you go in the second round, it's a better pick than to go. You said you want balance, right? So you're going to wide receiver. So pick whatever you choose of AJ. It's really who you care, who you really feel that you like.
And that's the thing. I want to circle back to what you just said right there about someone dropped Stevenson, because that always happens in every league. Someone drops someone that they shouldn't drop.
Yeah.
And when you're in need for a position and you don't have a guy that you trust, you're watching and waiting, and then you scoop up the guy. So that's why set and forget is so beautiful with one of these hero positions, because you have that peace of mind of not having to do that.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
No, I got you. You. So would you go Jalen Hurts in the second round if you have, let's say,
McCaffrey?
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Or Eckler or whatever. Yeah. You would go Jalen Hurts in the second round, or would you?
If I'm really gonna try to go Jalen Hurts, I'm gonna be cute. I'm gonna take AJ Brown first. And then I'm gonna try to get Hurts in the third.
In the second round. Okay. So you have no concerns that Devontae Smith had only a couple more targets than AJ Brown last year.
AJ Brown gets the touchdowns.
Okay. All right. Not got it. No, not Jalen Hurts running it in.
AJ, well, you have to understand too. My mind is melded by the leagues we play in, and in the leagues we play in, AJ Brown is the most powerful guy because he gets the 40-yard plus touchdowns.
When are you seeing Hurts go?
Third round.
Okay.
Sometimes second.
So let's say if you go CMC and then you go AJ Brown, all right, and then you go Hurts.
Yeah.
All right. So then what are you looking for after that? Because then by the time you're looking at, as far as,
is Sanders there in the fourth?
Could be. So
I'm taking. So I have Christian McCaffrey, AJ Brown, and Hurts stack, and I have Christian McCaffrey, and I'm in the fourth round.
So this obviously is a high pick that we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is between 1 and 5 that we're talking about.
So I have a late fourth round pick.
Yeah.
I have a late fourth round because I have early third
Correct,
pick.
because that's the only way that you could hopefully get AJ Brown, then turn around and get Hurts.
I could do this because I have the third pick in one of my drafts.
Okay, then there you go. Okay, here we go. So CMC.
I think I might try to get cute and then go Calvin Ridley in the fourth. Or maybe I'm just assuming off of this one game that DJ Moore is going to get hype and go into the fourth. And I think he's still worth it at that because he's going to be a 1 on his team.
Yeah, because right now the ADPs that we're looking at are all best ball ADPs. These are not redraft. Okay, and so whenever the redrafts start happening, which there's going to start happening probably this week, and then you're going to start seeing them as they go on. Yeah, let's see here. So let's go ahead and let's kind of speed through it. So that's how you would handle that. You would go, now if you had a low first and you had like let's say Saquon, then you turn around, you grab
Chubb.
Well, okay, no, let's say, well, you just
if I have a late, so let's say like 9 to 10.
You just said that doing 2 running backs doesn't work.
Not if I can have Saquon and Chubb, baby.
Okay, if you can do that, then you make it work. Okay,
Make
I
it
see.
work.
That's the line. Where's the line?
100%. That if you can make something like that work.
What about Derrick Henry? Saquon and
No,
Derrick Henry.
it's not the same.
Okay, but if you have that, or if Bijan falls or something like that,
No, it's not the same.
just Nick Chubb only.
You could do like Eckler
Eckler won't
or
fall.
McCaffrey. That's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
you can. That's like Saquon and Nick Chubb is kind of a rare.
I've seen it a few
situation.
times. I've definitely seen Chubb, and but yeah, it's a rare thing.
Yes,
it's probably,
90125.
it's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen once redraft happens.
But it can if you want. If you're in lottery, I
Okay.
think I'm gonna try to do that in lottery.
Okay, then
Yeah,
there we go. Okay,
right on.
yes, okay, the salary or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as the wide receiver, you pick whatever one you want. You can't do AJ Brown in this case because you're not going to have Jalen Hurts at the end of the third.
So now I'm in the third, and I have 2 running backs.
No, let's not. Let's say that those guys aren't there. Okay, let's just
Who
go
do
and
I have?
concede. You have Saquon Barkley.
I just have him, and I'm in the second, and I can't have Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Nick Chubb's gone. Nick Chubb, Stephon Diggs is gone.
I think I'm gonna do Amon Ra
Okay.
because I'm gonna play the safety game because I know that Nick Chubb and Amon Ra are gonna be safe bets. They're a
Why
high
not
floor
Garrett
play
Wilson?
all day because I want that security.
Okay.
Because I know Nick Chubb, I have security in the end of the year because he's a running back.
Okay.
Amon Ra is in the dome, and
Yeah.
the other wide receiver, Williams, he's injury prone. So by the time he gets back from his suspension, he's probably just going to get injured. It's going to be the Amon Ra show all year.
Not worried about Jahmyr Gibbs.
No,
Okay.
I think he's
All
going to open up the offense.
Okay. All right. See, in that situation, I would probably go Garrett Wilson.
It's a good pick too.
Yeah, mainly for the opposite reason. Okay,
The upside.
is that I want to go for upside. Okay, safe floor is fine, but I can find safe floor down the way. Okay, I'd rather go for something that I think is going to win me weeks. Okay, so let's move from there. Okay, so who do you say are before we leave? Who are the sit and forget hero running backs? The ones that you can dress now and you don't have to worry about as you go down the way.
McCaffrey,
Okay.
Eckler.
Okay. Not worried about the fact that you probably won't get the same passing amount with them starting to throw downfield. You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else?
I'm conflicted. I want to say Bijan, but if I'm being honest, I don't feel comfortable drafting him in the first.
Be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Chubb.
Chubb.
I don't feel comfortable with J-Train anymore.
Okay.
I'll put Saquon and Derrick Henry just because of his physicality.
Okay.
And-
Then if Henry is a sit and forget, then why wouldn't he be a second round guy that you grab if you have like Saquon or whatever?
Yeah, because I still want more balance. Because I feel like
But you said you would do that for Chubb.
no,
You go-
because
you
no,
go
but
off
here's
balance for
the
Chubb.
thing. Chubb has the floor. Henry does not have that.
Okay.
With Henry, there's more volatility. So,
So
if
he's
you
not
go,
a sit and forget then.
he
'cause he
is.
has
he
volatility.
Is if you have a if you don't have another running back, positionally, you need him.
I'm talking about first round pick, sit and forget, no problems, no questions. This is the guy that you don't even have to worry
This
about.
is what it is though, because he's in the second round. Let's say you have a Hill or a Cooper Kupp, right?
Okay. I understand he's a great pick in that situation. The whole point
What you do is you have a stronger RB2 to.
Okay.
I'm serious. That's what you have to do. These micro
Yeah. Well,
adjustments that you have to make. Those are real in fantasy football.
okay. I understand that. But it's weird because you're saying one thing and saying the other, but it's fine. I
I'm
understand.
sorry. I feel like it's kind of assumed.
Okay. I see. I myself am. I don't mind being off balance. Okay, on my draft. All right. So the way that I look at drafts is I look at it as you're collecting talent, and then you just play it down the line. It's all about evaluating. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying not to tell you what to do. We're just trying to help educate. I'm hoping we're helping you. Because trying to help you as far as what is like if you go running back first, okay, then you go. Let's say if you do go Henry second, okay, then you're looking at like what Chris Olave maybe. then you're looking at Devontae Smith. You're looking at T. Higgins. You're looking at Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, which you already said you're not a fan of. Calvin Ridley, I heard you mention him.
I am a fan of Ridley.
Okay, so but these guys are these ones that can be wide receiver one for you if you have these two strong running backs. If you have Chubb and you have Saquon. Okay.
You can do Saquon, Chubb, Ridley, DJ Moore.
Would you do any quarterback in that time, or would you focus on just running back and what have you?
Ooh, yeah, I'd probably do, if I could, I would probably do Saquon in the first. Let's just assume he's a first rounder, right?
Okay.
Let's just assume that.
So you're still saying Henry? Are you still saying Henry's a set and forget?
No. Yeah. Yes, if he's your first running back.
Okay, we're going a little long.
There's no point in making him your second.
Okay. No, I'm just telling you.
No, there is.
You draft him in the first, and
there is. You can't. I was going to describe the one situation in which you would do it.
Okay.
Is if you go running back, and then you go wide receiver right away to counterbalance that.
All right. Well, we're getting really close to time. Okay. So
I'm sorry.
No. I just want to make sure and get to the wide receivers. Okay. So and I'm hoping that we're trying to get out information to everybody to try to help you realize that whenever you make these decisions, this is what analysis you're looking at and the approaches that you're looking at, and so this is what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping that we're helping people. Okay, at least entertaining you.
Most definitely.
But so whenever you go running back first, okay, you got to really think about the wide receiver that you're going for. If you want to go floor, you can go Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you want to go for a little bit more ceiling, then you go Garrett Wilson. Exactly. But as it comes along, when do you address running back again? If you have CMC, if you have Eckler, if you have Chubb, if you have Saquon, when do you address running back?
You can do it in the third because Najee is falling. You have Joe Mixon there. You have Miles Sanders.
You wouldn't go wide receiver or quarterback there. Because the definition of the hero is that you don't grab running back until like fifth round, or whatever position till fifth round.
You get one and then you do the other stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
If I was doing that, I would try to get Allen in the second, and then I would try to get Olave in the third, so I could still have other studs.
Okay, so
I would try to really pick the gems.
Okay. So you're you go running back. Basically, you go running back first, and then you just pick out what you think is going to score you the most.
The other gems.
And then you just pin it together at the bottom at the end.
Kelsey, maybe it's Allen.
I think we're going to need to do another episode talk about who would you pair with these things.
I think that's why people talk about being water and being
Well, I just want to know where the pinch is, because so far because we're going to talk about wide receivers here. We only have
that also depends on your scoring format for your league.
If you're full PPR, you should prioritize.
Full PPR, you're probably leaning a little heavier on the wide receiver.
Right. So Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. These are the kind of the first round guys,
Those
right?
are the guys.
So you have those guys. When do you address wide receiver again? Do you try to go for like a strong wide receiver core if you come back around and you see Garrett Wilson there? If you see Devontae Adams there? If you see A.J. Brown there?
If any of those guys are there in the third, yes.
And I'm talking about in the second.
The second?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, no, it's too high.
So
if I just went wide receiver, I'm not going to go wide receiver.
So you're looking for Derrick Henry then,
or Nick Chubb, or Saquon.
So you're going running back then.
I'm probably going running back.
What happens if you go wide receiver? Since it is
Amon-Ra.
Okay, let's say Amon-Ra. If you have Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra.
Third, I'm probably going to go. Is Najee there? That's who I'd.
In the third, yeah, Najee would be there. Stevenson would be there. Joe Mixon would be there.
I would either want Najee or Joe Mixon. And
okay.
I kind of want Joe, main man Mixon. That's his nickname now.
So in the second round, who are you going?
Amon-Ra.
Okay, so there is no hero wide receiver then, because that's the whole thing is the guy that you get once, and then you don't worry about addressing until DJ Moore time.
Oh, I don't have to get a wide receiver. Oh no, I want to get a running back. You're making it sound like I have to get.
No,
a wide
I was
receiver.
asking you what do you do? What would you do? What would you prefer? Wide receiver or
Man,
running
honestly,
back?
I would prefer getting Josh Allen in the second if I could.
Okay.
I
If
really like having Josh Allen.
okay,
on my
let's just say
team in
he's
my
not there.
mind's eye. At least
All right,
he's not
because
there.
yeah,
Is Kelsey there?
probably.
I'm gonna get Kelsey.
Okay, you would go Kelsey.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, and then flip around and try to get Mahomes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I
So
got
Mahomes
you.
there in the
I got
third.
you. Yeah. So, but okay. So that comfort level is with Justin Jefferson, Chase, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Hill, Stephon Diggs. Does he fit that bill?
He's
Okay.
the end. He's the
Okay.
end of the
Okay.
list.
So those are the ones where you can get and then start building your roster.
Yeah.
And then if you come back around and your wide receiver 2 by that time is DJ Moore, you're happy because you still have a very strong. Okay, so of all these ones, okay, but you listed a whole bunch of quarterbacks. Okay, you listed a whole bunch of wide receivers that can go late. You listed a whole bunch of running backs, right? Which one would you suggest is the best way to go?
Josh Allen.
So QB. So let's say Josh Allen's gone. Do you go Mahomes and Hurts because those guys are the ones?
I think Plan B is the Mahomes Kelsey stack.
Okay. Okay.
It's
All
like
right.
French
So you
fries
go-
and ketchup.
Okay. So you go. So you were gonna go. So you're a big advocate of quarterback, and that's it, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. See, I myself, I'm more whatever is best, not quarterback. Okay. Yeah, because I play with this dude, so Allen's always going to be gone. But if he was there, I would think about going running back and going wide receiver because I would be happy with these dark horses you're talking about. Maybe if I went Hurts, like if I got a running back high, then come back around and get Hurts in the third or something like that. Maybe that's something I would consider doing. But Fields, Lamar Jackson, Burrow, Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, they're all going like in the 6th round, so you can build up that way. So that's why, and even though Allen was going to be a competitive advantage, maybe you can even it out that way. I don't know, but yeah. So it's just basically what you like. There's merit to every one of these things, and so we wanted to talk about the I think we actually kind of we talked about the heroes, about all the heroes.
Yeah.
And
You did a
zero
really good job.
and zero. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about not grabbing these guys until like the I guess you would
Fourth,
say
I think.
the fourth.
Yeah.
Fourth, like if you don't grab X player.
That feels like a fair cutoff.
Yeah, fourth. Yeah, so we'll talk about what would happen with your roster if you decide not to go quarterback until the 4th down. If you decide not to go running back till the 4th down. If you try not to go wide receiver till the 4th spot. We'll go and talk about that, see how your rosters look, and see if that would be a good approach for you too. Yeah, just kind of give you different ideas on how to do things. So, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and end this thing. All right, so want to thank everybody for watching. Please make sure and hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, let us know that you're out there and you're loving the show. Yeah, and make sure to click that bell. Okay, I mean, so we have anytime something happens, we have sniper episodes. Connor puts out shorts, So yeah, we're always out there, and then we do one show a week, and then we do before the season. Then once the season starts, we do 2. Okay, and so that's So and make sure want to thank High Volume Music Radio, supporter of the show. Check out highvolumemusicradio.com. Check out Connor's book, You Know Too Much. And, of course, check out Drive Times Sports with Charlie and Brian, on High Volume Music Radio every Thursday, 4 to 6. All right. So, Connor, what is your parting shot?
My parting shot is try to not miss any news or any updates because sometimes your friends aren't going to tell you what the news is. But Brian's a really good friend. Not everyone has a friend like Brian. Brian always tells me the news.
Yeah,
not everyone has a friend that's nicknamed the Amigo and he always gives you good news.
Yeah, but people do seem to kind of get like before the
they gatekeep that
before
shit.
August the doc and Connor and I were texting all the time strategy. Now it's just whenever stuff happens, like, hey, did you see this? Oh, but it's Little bits. So we help each other out, but it's still a friendly competition. Mine would be watch as many preseason games as possible. And even if you don't think that there's any players that you're interested in, you'll see stuff that you need to see. Even after the starters are all out, okay, you know who doesn't leave? The kickers. Okay, and I know that everybody's like, oh, screw kickers. No, you need to keep an eye on kickers. Connor makes a good point that you don't draft kickers that miss extra points. Okay, so if they miss a kick, that's one thing. But if they miss an extra point, that's something you get curious about. You want to know who missed an extra point today or yesterday?
Matt Prater.
Younghoe Koo. Yeah. So see, you need to keep an eye, watch things like that. So yeah. So you got to.
I've talked about him before.
Yeah. So you got to keep an eye. on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure and watch that. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll be back with another episode. We already talked about what it's going to be. So remember, everyone, in fantasy football, as in life,
don't dream it, be it.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.